take the time. If you have the time, take the time. And it's, I've kind of like integrated it into my like daily life. So when we get new Amazon stuff, I will open it and I'll take some unboxing videos and then we'll use it. And I'll just be like, oh, hang on, guys, I just need to do a quick video. And then it's done, right? And then I do very minimal editing, upload it to Amazon, and now I'm able to earn. So you can very much, it doesn't have to be like, I got to rent a studio and I need lighting and all this. It can be very informal and quick. And those type of videos really do convert well on Amazon because they're real, they're authentic, they're not highly produced, and you don't need a whole lot of equipment or technical skills to make a great video that makes you money.
Step into the world of success with your brand amplified, the ultimate podcast designed to unravel the intricacies of thriving businesses. I'm your host, Annika Jackson, and I'm on a mission to uncover the stories, strategies, and secrets that have propelled entrepreneurs and business leaders to success. Kathleen Kobel, you are known as the Queen of Amazon, and I am really excited to have you on. We haven't really talked about influencer marketing, the creator economy, Amazon affiliates in this depth that I believe that we're going to get into today. So first and foremost, thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to talk all about it.
Fantastic. But first I want to start at your beginning because I noticed that this isn't what you went to school for. I mean, I don't know that you could go to school for this in a traditional sense, but you were studying things that are maybe a little bit adjacent. Psychology, right? Clinical and music theory. So talk about your journey from there to your career path and to discovering that this was a great way to monetize and that you could help others learn how to as well.
Yes. So yes. Oh gosh, going all the way back to my school days, I did get a master's degree in clinical counseling. I'm a classically trained pianist, like all the things I don't, do for work anymore. But that just goes to show, right, that you don't have to stick with your career path if you feel like you need to pivot. And that's what I ended up doing. Once I got my master's degree, it was way back in 2009. I'm going to date myself now, which was a rough year for many things, including mental health, right? And I live in Illinois. I think mental health was ranked like number 48 as far as like funding goes. And so at the time, it was just very hard for me to find a job right out of school. And so instead, I ended up going to work for my uncle, who's a serial entrepreneur. And that really just completely changed my whole entire life trajectory. And I'm so grateful that that's an opportunity that I had and that I took advantage of it. But, so I started working for him and did kind of everything under the sun as far as online marketing goes and e-commerce and all that good stuff. And so my first experience with earning money on Amazon was selling my grad school textbooks. And so this was way back, again, 15, 16 years ago when you could only actually sell and buy books on Amazon. That's how they started. So that's how long I've been selling on the platform. So I did that, and it was just really exciting to me to see my books sell so fast and just to see I made $500 within like a week. And for me at that time, that was just an incredible thing that happened. And so I'm like, I really need to learn more about this selling on Amazon opportunity. So fast forward a bit, I went to some conferences, took some courses, and I ended up launching my uncle's products on Amazon, managed the store, grew it really big. And so did that for many years. And then everything kind of changed when I had my daughter. Our time becomes so much more valuable when we have kids. And so that really put things into perspective for me. And I ended up leaving my job to go do my own thing. And so I started an Amazon marketing agency where I helped over 1,000 different brands launch their products on Amazon. So did that for a very long time, grew a really great team under me. It was a really fun business. And I still help, some Amazon brands to this day. But after a while, I started getting burnt out. I'd be on client calls for 8 hours a day and not really feel like, I left my job to have an even kind of tougher job at a certain point. And so I started getting burnt out and was like, I need to find another way to make money that doesn't require me to trade my dollars for hours. And so one day I was working on a client account on their product listing page on Amazon, and I noticed this video that was on there that wasn't created by us. I didn't know who was in the video, but they were promoting my client's product, saying how much they loved it and, would recommend it. And underneath their, Amazon name, it says earns commission. And I got really intrigued because I had never seen this before. And so I did a little bit of research and discovered that Amazon had opened up a new opportunity for people in their influencer program. They'd had their influencer program for many years, but in the last year or so, when I discovered this, they opened up the opportunity for creators to be able to upload their content directly to Amazon, where Amazon would then show it on, their product pages and wherever else on Amazon. So basically anyone who watched that video and bought the product, then that creator earned a commission. So when I realized that this was going on, I said, hang on, I need to try this, because the hard part of affiliate marketing is the marketing, right? You have to have an audience. You have to constantly promote, yourself and your links. But with the Amazon influencer program, all you had to do is create content and upload it to Amazon, and then they did the marketing for you. So I kind of paired my Amazon seller experience with this new opportunity and very quickly saw a pretty large return on my investment. And I decided, you know what, this is really something that I need to go all in on. And so I started doing that full time, kind of dwindled down my clients. Again, like I said, I have a few clients, but primarily I just create content for the influencer program. And now I also teach other people how to do what I do as well.
Yeah, fantastic. Because usually when we hear about things like this, we think about TikTok or Instagram and people sharing videos and links. And I might go look at some of the products, but I'm probably not going to purchase based on an Instagram video. But I do watch the videos when I'm looking at Amazon, and I look at the product reviews. And so this is a mind shift.
Definitely. And, I think the thing, and you really nailed it when you said, when you're on Instagram or maybe even on TikTok, you're kind of scrolling and people are recommending products, but you're not there to purchase products. You're there to either scroll or, do whatever you're doing on social media. Whereas people, when they go to Amazon, they're going there to either do product research or buy something. And so that is really like the beauty of this opportunity, is that Amazon's allowing us to put our content in front of their customers who are already deciding, do I want to buy this thing? And now they're watching our video buying the thing, and we get to earn from that.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's versus being top of the funnel, right? Awareness. And maybe you're not ready to purchase. Maybe you see something, you're like, oh, that looks kind of interesting. Maybe I'll save it on social media. This is actually when you have purchase intent and you're researching different brands and looking through all the reviews to see, is this product something I really want or not?
Exactly.
Yeah. Fantastic. So talk about, has there been like a category that has worked really well for you? And
yeah.
Oops,
sorry.
Let's start there, because otherwise I'll probably ask you 5 questions in a row.
No, that's okay. I love answering all the questions. Yeah, I would say the category, and this category really helped me go from like zero to thousands of dollars every month. And it's home and kitchen. That's my favorite category because I'm a mom. I have 3 kids. I have a home. So it's just very natural. I buy a lot of stuff on Amazon that kind of goes in that home and kitchen category. But with Amazon, so Amazon pays out 4% for that category, which is the highest percentage for on-site commission. So I like that. The other thing too is that the higher price the item, right, the more commission you can potentially earn. So I've made a lot of money with furniture on Amazon and some high ticket items, because not only will you get paid more because the amount of money the customers are spending is more, but I've also found that those customers, when you're spending more money online, there's a higher purchase consideration rate. So people are going to be more likely to do the research and watch videos before they purchase, as opposed to, say, your $20 item that they already know they need. They're just trying to figure out if it'll, solve their problem or not. They may not be watching videos.
Yeah. So essentially, though, these are products that you've already purchased, that you've already tried, that you really have vetted.
Yes, for the most part. For the most part, definitely the first couple of years, it was my order history and everything I use and love. And now that I'm a few years into it, I get very strategic, right? If I need to buy something for my home, I do my product research and I make sure that I'm buying something that not only works for what I need, but is also going to give me a good return on my investment because I know I can make a video and earn money from it.
And how much time does this take up in your day? Because it sounds like something that works really well for work from home situations, even if you're fully or partly employed or if you're a stay-at-home mom.
Yes, yes, definitely. I love recommending this to all of my stay-at-home moms because while you can work as much as this, as much on this project as you want, you can also work as little as you want. So it's nice to be able to pick it up and set it back down again if you just don't have the time. For me, I really only work a few hours a week on this, actually creating the content. I do spend time though doing product research and analyzing my data and, things like that. But, you can work an hour or two a day on this and still make good money doing it.
And what has your trajectory been since, moving through it? The fact that you have expertise in so many different areas, starting with your uncle's company, building it up online, helping others build their storefronts, and then moving into the Amazon influencer space. What are some of the ways that you help other people?
Yeah, so I have a YouTube channel where I have lots of free videos on there. I do live streams every Friday, and it's always about, the news and updates that are going on with people in the Amazon influencer program. We talk about strategies to earn, things like that. So I teach people through my YouTube channel, but then I also have a free Facebook group as well. People can come ask questions and network and get support that way. And then for the more serious people, I also have a paid program, which people can join if they want like really the step-by-step as to how to get approved, how to get unlocked for on-site commission, and then the smart ways to really scale this into a full-time income.
So I'm wondering, because I know there's different programs on Amazon as well, right? I think there's an associates program, the influencer program. Can you talk about the different programs and why somebody might want to do the influencer program versus any of the others?
Yes, yes. So the Amazon Associates program is very similar to the influencer program. It's just for basically posting and linking your content and links off-site Amazon. So when you go to apply for the influencer program, if you don't get in right away, they will say, hey, that's okay. We would love to have you in the associates program. And then that still gives you access to be able to create content and upload it to your social channels or to YouTube or to your blog or anything like that. And then still create affiliate links where you can drive people to Amazon and earn that commission. The biggest difference between the Amazon Associates program that I just explained and the influencer program, the influencer program works very similarly, except that when you're in the influencer program, you get to actually upload your content directly to Amazon, and your content lives on Amazon, which gives it the opportunity to be discovered by Amazon customers. So like I said before, just kind of eliminating that need to be marketing those links off Amazon.
Yeah. And does it always need to be video in the influencer program?
No, it does not. So when you become an influencer, you get a URL that's your influencer storefront, and you can upload videos, you can upload photos where you can tag products. So it does not always have to be videos. You can also create idea lists, which people do very well with creating collages and then linking to their idea list, which then has all the different products that are within the collage too.
Okay, fantastic. Now, if somebody's not really ready to jump in to the Amazon influencer program, what are some other ways that we can build, passive income? Because this is something, or semi-passive income, because you still have to do some work. Because I know this is something a lot of people are looking at. And even if we have other jobs, we know that we want to have recurring revenue coming in that we can depend on.
Yes, yes. So if you're not necessarily ready to join the Amazon influencer program, I do recommend that you just try to apply, try to get in. It's not as difficult as you would think. They call it influencer program, but it's really, I have people that have TikTok handles with, 50 followers that have gotten in. But as far as, if you're not ready for the influencer program, a good alternative is the associates program where you can still create content and post those Amazon links. You can post those anywhere, YouTube, Facebook. I know people that have, deals groups on Facebook where you can kind of start that way too, partner with somebody so that you're posting every day and you don't have to do it all yourself. There's a lot of opportunities to earn money online, even if you're not ready or haven't gotten in yet to the influencer program.
Yeah. And if you already have, I'm looking at around my house, and I actually think I am a member of the influencer program, but I haven't ever done anything with it because I think I didn't dive deeply into what is this actually going to do. And so, but I look at my desk and what I'm wearing, and I'm like, I probably have a lot of products I could take pictures of and just post pretty easily. And I think probably a lot of us are in that situation. So even if you don't want to purchase a lot of new things right now, right, you can look around and see what you have that you've already purchased from Amazon stores. Make sure that those stores are still up.
Yes, exactly. And that's what I always tell people when they're in the influencer program and they're like, where do I get started? Do I have to buy a bunch of stuff? It's like, no, go to your order history. And something cool too is that you don't necessarily have to purchase the items from Amazon to create content. They just have to be for sale on Amazon so that you can link to them in your content. So even if you bought the stuff at other retailers or, basically anywhere else, as long as you can link to it on Amazon and find that same product on Amazon, you're good. You can create content and still earn too.
Fantastic. And you also have a book.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
That I assume is also sold on Amazon.
Yes, it is, of course.
Talk about writing the book, because that's, you have webinars, you work with people, but writing a book is an entirely different experience.
Yes, it's very much a different experience. It was really fun. I'm glad I did it. It was on my entrepreneur bucket list. And so the book is called The Unconventional Business Model, Earn More, Work Less, and Build a Life You Love. And that's what the whole book is about, really. I talk about some different business models that I've done, what's worked, what hasn't, some opportunities that are out there now, but also, how can you really create a business around your lifestyle instead of the other way around? Because as I talked about a little earlier, I had an amazing, Amazon marketing agency, and it was doing very well and making a lot of money. But at the end of the day, I still felt like I was working too much and missing too much time with my kids. So needed a different way to pivot and still make that much money to support my family, but not have to work that many hours. So I talk a lot about kind of my journey to get to where I am today, the lessons I've learned, but also very practical advice on how readers can do the same thing too.
Yeah. And knowing the world is ever changing and evolving, tariffs, maybe not, right? People thinking about companies ethically and, whether they want to take part in purchasing from them or not. I believe that, Amazon is a great way for smaller businesses. I mean, you helped 1,000 businesses plus start on the platform to get noticed and to monetize. And we need to support small businesses. But do you see that this kind of program is going to grow? What are your thoughts around that, knowing that we don't know what we don't know in terms of what's going on in the world? And, how much are things going to get more expensive, even if they're purchased from Amazon? Is that going to deter people from wanting to enter a program like this?
Yeah, I think it definitely can be. I think we're already seeing some of the effects of the tariffs, especially in the e-commerce world and on Amazon. It's definitely not helping small businesses. However, I do still recommend that small businesses sell their products on Amazon. And I don't see Amazon as an e-commerce platform going away anytime soon. They've been around for a very long time now. And the same goes with the influencer program, right? While we may see more products going out of stock or maybe being obsolete because the profitability just isn't there anymore, there are still millions and millions of products being sold on Amazon. Amazon generates over $1 billion in sales every single day. So just kind of wrapping your head around those numbers, it's still a great opportunity. And Amazon is also expanding and doing more to grow the influencer program, like expanding internationally, offering other opportunities like their Creator Connections programs where sellers can partner with influencers to create content and grow their sales. So I see it as only growing, and with tariffs and things like that, we just have to pivot our strategy and not stay stagnant in what we always have been doing, because it's going to be a little bit different to make things work, but you can still make things work.
Yeah. What kind of content is performing best? I mean, we know video does really well everywhere now, and there's a big move towards that. But I also wonder, for instance, I'm looking at a stack of books. Many of them I did buy on Amazon on my desk. And so if you're doing a book review, and I don't know what the percentages are for books, that might be a little bit small, but it's something that I have right here that I could talk about, right? So do you see the videos being better for all categories, or is that a case where you could just leave a review of the book and have a picture of you reading it or of the book? And what kind of, so I guess that's the bigger question, is like, what kind of content performs the best overall, the different categories? Do you see differences?
Yeah, there's definitely a difference in the categories, but that's mostly as far as like, commission payouts go and the way that the product listings are. So, for example, with books and kind of similar to like shoes and clothing, those videos just show up a little bit differently on the Amazon product pages. So they're slightly harder to earn from because Amazon doesn't make them quite as visible. Whereas, like I said, with home and kitchen or, toys and games, things like that, even like appliances, the videos are very front and center and they're very easy to find. And especially those categories that have that higher commission rate. Of course, those are earning best. But what I have found in my experience is that short videos that are to the point and that really focus on the product, the benefits, if there's any sort of assembly, but focus on the product, not necessarily yourself as a person. You can qualify it and say, I'm a mom of 3 and this is why I love this stroller and would only recommend this one. But at the end of the day, it's, your content needs to be short so that people can watch it and get their questions answered about what are they still considering, why haven't they purchased yet? And if you can answer that question in your video, you're way more likely to earn from it. And the same goes with higher priced items. Of course, you earn more if the item, purchase is $100 versus $10. You're going to earn more on that $100 sale. But also Amazon customers are spending more time in that purchase consideration phase where they're actually watching videos before they buy that $100 item, as opposed to the $10 item where they're like, okay, yeah, click, click, click. I just need this real quick. They're not necessarily going to watch a video every time they need to buy something like that.
Yeah. The other thing that strikes me is that this is a way you just mentioned, right? You can qualify who you are, but it's not really about you. So that also is a shift in narrative from posting on your own socials and linking back and as associate versus being in the Amazon influencer program. So it's not what we think of as a traditional influencer. It's actually much better in many ways because it's a real person who's giving a real recommendation.
Yeah, it's kind of a deceiving name, the Amazon influencer program, because it's definitely not your traditional influencer program and kind of the way that influencers create content. It's quite different.
Have you had a favorite product that you have talked about, not only maybe earns you a lot of money, but also that was just fun to engage with that content or that product or something that you really loved?
Yeah, I would say one of my favorite products, and of course, because it earned very well for me and still does, is an espresso machine that I actually bought for my husband like 5 years ago now on Amazon because it was during the pandemic, right? So, and I had just had my 3rd baby. So we had 3 kids at home, a newborn. We were locked down. And so I bought him this espresso machine for Father's Day because it's something he would never buy for himself. But also, he was doing a lot of the overnights and the man loves his coffee. So I bought him this espresso machine. He uses it twice a day for the last 5 years. I've created a couple different videos on it and really just highlighted like some of his experiences and why he loves it. And that video that I created, it was probably like 4 years ago now that video's been up. I've been earning for 4 years on this one video, and the espresso machine is not cheap, right? So every time I make a sale, it's a good amount of commission, and it just keeps earning for me every day. And it brings me joy every time I see a sale coming, because I'm like, oh man, that was such a great purchase for so many reasons.
And speaking of that, so you continue monetizing as soon as you put the content up for however long the product is available, and perpetuity. I mean, I don't know that most of the products will ever, maybe they'll sell out, but then they'll come back. So do you have any downtimes?
Yeah, definitely. And there are definitely some downtimes, especially like seasonality, right? We see like February tends to be a pretty down month, but that's pretty standard for like retail stores as well as e-commerce. But that's why it's also important to make sure that you're creating a lot of videos, but that you have a good strategy in place, and that when, seasonal items are coming up, you're focusing on that. And when there's down months, you have other products that you can create content for, so that you're not necessarily just, your income isn't just crashing for 1 month and then skyrocketing for the next. So you kind of want to keep it a little bit of an even balance with a good strategy.
Yeah. And is there a certain number of products that you recommend somebody create for every month?
I would say it's really up to you. I have months where I create 100 videos. I have months where I create 20 videos. And so it really just depends on, your bandwidth and what you can do. I would love to be able to create hundreds of videos every month, but it's kind of one of the perks of the program is that you could create 100 videos this month, and then next month you could create 0 videos, but those 100 videos you created last month are still going to earn for you this month, even if you don't upload any new content.
Fantastic. And I'd love to hear about, because I know you've helped many people become Amazon influencers and have success, but do you have a favorite 1 or 2 stories that you can share with us?
Oh, yes. So one of my favorite stories was I got an email from one of my students on the day that she put in her retirement notice, right? So she didn't quit her 9 to 5, but she's like, I'm going to retire after 6 months if I can get my income to, $3,000 a month. And sure enough, 6 months later, she sent me that email and said, I just want to let you know that I've consistently been making $3,000 a month. I officially retired as of today, and it's because I can make this extra money with the Amazon influencer program.
That's amazing.
Yes. It's changing lives.
Yeah. I took the words right out of my mouth. And you also have a free mastermind on how to earn $10,000 a month.
Yes. If anyone's interested in learning more, really just more details about the Amazon Influencer Program itself, like, is this a good opportunity for you? I really walk you through like my 5-step system that I use to not only figure out if it's a good opportunity, but also to really give you more perspective on what it all entails and how you could really see it scaling. So I go through the 5 steps. It's a completely free masterclass. I recommend you check it out if this is of any interest to you at all, because like I said, we really just take you through my 5-step system, and then you can decide if it's something that you want to pursue further or not.
Yeah. Well, I feel like this episode's going to come out at the perfect time because we're in summer. We're easing into summer right now. Teachers are off work, looking for things to do. Moms are looking for things to do, and other people as well. Obviously, I relate to being a mom, and I am a professor, but I'll teach year round. So that part doesn't apply, but just thinking about, we're going to go on a family trip. I know some of the stuff I'm taking came from Amazon, so I can take pictures on our trip and talk about that. So it's just a fun little way to continue engaging and maybe to start slowly building up a kind of business that you have today.
Yes, exactly. Take the time. If you have the time, take the time. And it's, I've kind of like integrated it into my like daily life. So when we get new Amazon stuff, I will open it and I'll take some unboxing videos, and then we'll use it, and I'll just be like, oh, hang on guys, I just need to do a quick video, and then it's done, right? And then I do very minimal editing, upload it to Amazon, and now I'm able to earn. So you can very much, it doesn't have to be like I got to rent a studio and I need lighting and all this. It can be very informal and quick. And those type of videos really do convert well on Amazon because they're real, they're authentic, they're not highly produced, and you don't need a whole lot of equipment or technical skills to make a great video that makes you money.
Yeah, fantastic. Is there any last piece of advice you'd like to leave the audience with today?
Yeah, I think you should, if this interests you at all, take the next step and see if it's a good opportunity for you. Because I will say it's never too late, right? Like I talked about, my student who just retired. And so, you don't have to be 20 years old, super techie with a great camera, right? You could be in your 60s or your 70s or in your 40s, you're a stay-at-home mom and you're looking for something else to do. Like I said, I'd recommend looking at the masterclass just to see if this is a good opportunity for you because it's never too late to start something new online and you never know what it can grow into.
Yeah, nice. Kathleen, it's been really fun having this conversation and getting inspired. And I'd love to know, do you have a favorite quote, mantra, verse, family motto, poem, words that continue to inspire you?
I'm always about working smarter and not harder. And I don't think that's an official quote, but that's kind of how I live my life, right? Like when people ask me do you create hundreds of videos for Amazon every month? No, I don't, because I'm very strategic and very deliberate with what I do with my time. And so, I think just being able to work smarter and really think through the things before you actually do them will help give you better results if you just kind of, throw stuff at the wall and hope that it helps. So definitely working smarter and not harder is my daily mantra. I say it to myself every day.
Amazing. Obviously, we'll link to your website and the masterclass. And so everybody can learn about get advice from you, learn how to work with you, and, obviously get some free content as well if they want to just baby step into their journey. So,
yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you to everybody who's watching this episode or listening to it. This is a fun exploration for me, so I hope it has added some value for all of you as well. And I know that there are a few people out there who are like, yes, let me start today.
Wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for listening or watching to this episode of Your Brand Amplified. Don't forget to leave us a rating or review on your favorite podcast listening platform. And if you want to learn more, check us out at yourbrandamplified.com.